Hey everyone, it's Anson here from Weekend Garage. Today we will be trying to fit the G80 and G82 wheels onto our C63s. The factory C63s wheels are staggered. As you can see, you got 245, 35, 19 up front. And in the back we got 265, 35, 19s. Our replacement wheels, we are going with winters now that we're in Canada and we are approaching November. These are the PA Alpine 5s on the G80 wheels, which I am running staggered, or I'm running square actually. It is going to be 275, 35, 19. So I know in the back it won't be a problem, but in the front we might rub. So in today's video we're going to try it out, see how it works out, and if you should do it to your car. So we'll find out in today's video if it's going to fit. It looks slightly taller, but let's get to it. I'll show you guys the fitment before and after, front and rear, how it looks, and we'll go for a test drive and make sure it doesn't rub, and overall review. And I'll show you guys what it looks like too after. The G80 multi-spoke looks pretty good. I mean, the ones I have on there are pretty good as well. So the current fitment looks like this. There's no spacers or anything. So if we're looking at the front, it's just about flush, but as you can see, it's a little recessed. On the rear, it looks like that. And just for reference, from the rear, that's how much it pokes out. So we want to make sure the vehicle is in park and your parking brake is on and you have a chock behind the wheels. And then next up, we're going to find a jack pad. Usually I would use my lift, but since we're only doing tires, there's no point in bringing it out. Okay, once we have verified that it is indeed under the jack pad, we're going to lift it up. Okay, so before we get it off the ground, we're just going to break the wheels loose. Get the lug nuts loose. To that, and we're going to lift up the vehicle. You're going to be careful taking it off. You don't want to scratch the caliper. While the wheel's off, we're just going to take a look at the brake. Okay, so while we're here, take a look at the brake pads. They're pretty low. I'm going to do that real soon. I'm going to take a look at your ball joints, your springs, and your shock absorbers. The shock absorbers are prone to leaks on the C63s because they're adjustable. As you can see, the electronics down here in the reservoir. So you can make it stiffer or softer depending on how you feel on your drive. We're going to inspect the brake lines. They're braided, no leaks, all good there. So let's proceed to putting the new wheels on. I'm just going to raise it a little higher just because the new wheels are taller. A moment of truth. So we've lined it up. Actually looks really good. Hopefully it fits. Now we're going to put the lug nuts back on. Start by hand threading it. This is what they look like. The brake fitment is not an issue. So if we're looking at, bring a light here. The control arm looks fine, and inside I can't fit the camera in, but the gap between the control arm and the rear of the tire is fine. This is how the fitment looks. Let's see how it looks when we drop down the vehicle and torque down the wheels. Now we're going to tighten them to 96 foot-pounds. I'm going to drop the car slowly so it doesn't kill the fenders. Tighten it up. Okay, now that we've fully dropped the car and tightened the lug nuts, this is how it looks. It's still not hitting the control arm up there. And if we're looking from the fender, it looks like that. Just flush and a little bit protruding, as you can see, but barely. It looks pretty good actually. And if the fronts fit, I'm confident the back will fit, but we're going to go for a test drive later to see if there's any rubbing. It looks okay all around, even the front. It's just a shadow there, so it looks smaller than it is. But now we're going to do the rear wheels. I'm just going to loosen up the bolt before we lift up the car. Can we jack up the car? Do the top floor and finish off. Once again, be careful taking it off. Okay, now that we've taken off the rear wheel, we're going to inspect our brakes. Looks fine to me. It's not picking up on camera, unfortunately. Suspension looks fine. No leaks. No leaks on the brake line. And the rotor is in good condition, no cracks or anything. So now we're going to put on the new wheels. Careful putting it on so you don't scratch your caliper. Now we're going to put the bolts on by hand once again. Now we're going to torque them to 96 foot-pounds. There we go. I'm going to drop it back down and I'll show you guys the fitment. Okay, so this is where we're currently at. One side's all done. Front fitment looks like this. It looks a lot more aggressive, actually. In the back, looks like that. Kind of looks like a all-terrain truck tire now. Guess we'll see how it drives after. Now I'm going to do the other side. They look good though. Let's do a cold start just to turn the car around, make it easier. Turn on the electronics, turn on the exhaust. Oh, foot on the brake. That's pretty loud. Quiet once the door's closed though. All right, slowly coming together. I'm gonna drop it off. Now for the final front tire. So now that we have the wheel off, we're just going to do a quick inspection. Brake pads need to be changed soon. And also notice there's a little bit of a leak on the shocks, as you can see. So we're going to replace that down the road, right there. So we're going to change that out next. Other than that, everything else looks pretty healthy. Okay, now we're going to drop the car. This is what the front looks like. It'll probably settle in a bit more later. And now we're going to take it over a speed bump, just to show you guys that it won't bottom out, front and rear. Okay, now we're going to max out the wheel. Just make sure it doesn't rub. Left side. Okay, now that we're going on a drive, you can definitely feel that it's a little heavier, the steering wheel, but Nothing that the electronic steering doesn't overpower. It's not like in the old CLS it had hydraulic steering, so you can feel it more. But with this electric assisted steering, there's minor differences. It's not like you're driving a truck or anything. The car feels very planted. Oh, I'll put my seatbelt on. The car now feels very planted and ready for winter driving. Check engine lights from the downpipes, so nothing serious. Still a little acceleration. Alright, so we have confirmed today the G80 and G82 wheels do in fact fit on a W205 C63s. As you can see, they look very good. Should I keep the BMW emblem on there? Guess we'll find out. But this is what it looks like from the side. Red's pretty much flush, no rubbing or scraping at all, or bottoming out, as you guys have seen over speed bumps, turning the wheel radius, maxed it out, and it's the same on both sides. You guys have just seen. I'm gonna take you guys on a test drive just to tell you guys if it feels any different, because these do run wider up front and a little bit on the rear. So that's it for today's video. Let me know if you guys have any questions or what you guys want to see in the near future. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you guys on the next one.